Hey, Nation, I am back with my absolute favorite analyst. Now, Bob's going to think I say that to everybody, but Bob Coppedge, welcome back.
Thank you. And the only reason I came back is because I am your favorite. That's it. That's the only reason.
There we go. Well, hey, during our rehearsal, and I want folks to take this seriously, so go on LinkedIn, send out a link, connect to Bob, and track his feed. So it's going to start to appear in your LinkedIn feed, which has really become powerful. And you have the daily video blurb and commentary. We talked about that last time, so we don't need to go there. But today we want to start a series of conversations, Goldilocks and the 3 books. So you've done 3 books, and then over the successive months, I want to double click into those books. But let's keep it a high level today. What are the 3 books?
Sure. The 3 books are, what a shock, I have them here. The first one was the MSP Survival Guide. Well, actually, no, this is the second one. The first one was a CEO Survival Guide to Information Technology. And this one, honestly, is written for the CEO who does not want to be a geek, but still they need to understand some level, some aspects of IT. And so as an MSP, this is a great marketing tool to send to CEOs to explain what they need.
So this might be back when I carried the bag. Super good client, Wallace Properties, commercial real estate, 45 employees, small business server, and there was Bob Wallace, the founder, CEO. So this book would go to Bob Wallace, who's far more interested in commercial real estate than tech.
Absolutely. But there are aspects of tech that CEOs need to be involved in. You know, how important is downtime? How critical is it? You know, we don't know. We're geeks.
Yeah.
But the CEO needs to have some kind of involvement in those kind of discussions. And that's basically what this is for.
Well, that's really a good use case because there's a real cost in real estate to downtime. Yeah. You know, with where that industry's gone, you're down, you're not doing your thing.
Absolutely. And also similarly, what is the balance you want to have as far as productivity, costs, and security?
Yeah.
You know, so often, and I'll give a criticism to geeks because I'm one, we often think we know more than we do.
Yeah.
When it comes to business issues for our clients. And often CEOs will abdicate that responsibility to us because that's why we pay you the big money. Well, the actuality is it's a combination of both parties giving their input to each other to work out what is best for the client. And that was basically the purpose behind this book.
Okay. Book number 2.
Book number 2. Now we get to it. This is the MSP Survival Guide to Co-Managed IT Services. And this is probably the one that's created the biggest stink in the MSP world anyway, because we have right now about half of our clients are what we call co-managed or co-managed. Co-managed is essentially where there's an internal IT resource and there's a partnership between the two of them. We've been very successful in terms of purposefully marketing it, purposefully selling it, purposefully servicing and supporting it. And of course, when you have that kind of strategic advantage over your competition, what do? You write a book to share it with them. Yeah.
Hey, well, so a couple of questions about that. You know, I'm just shooting from the peanut gallery, but you know, it's kind of funny because back in the day with Perot systems and EDS, we called that outsourcing, and it was huge. I mean, it made Ross Perot. There's no question about it. And so we're having the same conversation, right? Outsourcing of yesteryear is co-manage of today. Is that in the zone?
It's somewhat in the zone, but it's kind of like everything else. Whenever you take like Pro data systems and the like, was much more on an upscale, much more expensive, much more high. Like every other IT tool and technology, it's come down in price and gone up in flexibility. So those kind of relationships or situations or whatever would never work for an MSP type of situation.
Correct.
In your traditional MSP. So our industry was built on the concept of, hey, get rid of your internal IT person. We can do it better, stronger, faster, cheaper. And now what we're saying is we can actually pull back on that and say, hey, bring us in, keep your internal IT person for good reasons. Key thing being there's good reasons there. And we can create a partnership that'll actually make it better and stronger.
Yeah.
And that's the approach.
Yeah. Well, that, and I would offer, again, having been in one or two of those scenarios back in the day,
Mhm.
there was a mild resentment from the internal IT resource when I was the outside guy. It was a little bit of a display barking like dogs, a little bit of a
Absolutely.
spider dance, right? It was.
Yeah, no, I mean, and even more so when the MSP market came, because we weren't coming in to show that they were bad. We were coming in to replace them.
Yeah.
So there was not oh, we're going to come in and make your life miserable. We're going to come in and relocate your life. So you're doing something different. And the entire marketing of the MSP world for the last 10 years has been that argument and that discussion.
I
And so
agree.
Coppedge actually turns that on its ear. And in my opinion, up until about the beginning of this year, a majority of the companies that would trade their internal IT for outsourcing were done. The ones that would have done it had done it. The ones that still had their internal IT were going to keep their internal IT. So that market had pretty much dried up. And now it was, I'll call it a red ocean, is one of the metaphors used. Now it's competition. We want to replace the existing MSP with our MSP offering, yada, yada, yada. Well, we're actually, by using the COMITS methodology, we're actually opening up a new blue ocean where there's not a lot of competition, because almost all of the MSPs that I've talked to, about 2/3 of them have a co-managed IT client of some kind, but only because that client approached them with the option, not because they went out and marketed and sold it and all of that kind of fun stuff. So it's not something they can easily repeat.
All right. Book number 3.
Book number 3 actually gets to your point. I don't want your job. Is co-managed IT services right fit for you? So this one was actually the one I should have written after my CEOs. This is the book that we give to the internal IT person to show we're not here to take your job. I'm not here to replace you. I'm not here to make you look. I'm here to create a relationship. And this goes into detail from the internal IT person's perspective about why this can be a relationship that works really well, and also talks about why it might not be a good relationship, because it isn't always.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, well, Bob, I'm gonna leave it there. Hey, since I last spoke with you, I'm now in print in hand. I would have told you about the PDF, and we published, and because we self-publish through Ingram Spark, so this is author to author, right? Cool. And we print on demand. Yeah, we print on demand because I ain't getting stuck with no mini storage again full of books that don't sell. I went through the offset printing era. Let's just say a lot of those books were shredded and turned into pillows. Okay.
Yep. No, I know that feeling. Yeah. But there are no wobbly tables around. Yeah. Every table we have has been leveled by a book being wedged underneath.
Yeah. Yeah. So I believe I got you the PDF. You're one of our analysts. That's one of the benefits. So author to author, have a good month, and we'll see you on the other side.
Sounds good. You too.